Welcome to this episode of my Women Empowerment Wednesday show. My name is Jessica DSB. Enjoy this episode.
All right, we are live. Happy Wednesday. It's Women Empowerment Wednesday. Thank you for all of you that will be joining us. My name is Jessica. I am a proud mom, coach, entrepreneur, 2 times best international selling author, and a world passionate traveler. I'm super excited to be with all of you today with my special guest. Before I introduce him, let me just share again that I do have my Women Empowerment by Jessica DSB Facebook group where all my videos, all the the last weeks that I've been doing this Women Empowerment Wednesday show every week, 3 p.m. What is this about? Every week we have conversations with a special guest that are empowering, inspiring, touching, and we have fun. I love to do these every single week. So on my Facebook group, you'll see all the weeks there. You'll see how I post every week different content. And again, once we hit 365 members, I will do a draw of my book, 365 Empowering Stories. So who's going to be the lucky winner? So add your friends, add your family. And this is not a just me and the special guest conversation. This is the movement. So let's bring these conversations to the lives of the people that you care about, your family and your friends. So let's all do this together. Remember, we rise by lifting each other. So let's do it. Yay. I'm super excited about today's special guest, Mr. Lance Daniel. So who he is the co-owner of Stephanie's Bakery, and this is a local bakery that specializes in custom designed cakes. 4,000 Montreal followers on Facebook and Instagram. I can attest that these cakes are amazing. I've ordered a few times myself for my daughter. And Mr. Daniel is also a videographer and an Instagram personality. Super excited to have you join me today. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Jess, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. And that was well said. The introduction was perfect.
I love it. I want you to share a bit more of who you are, but before you do that, just share a little bit more of a background. I've known you since I think 2006, anyways, around that time, just a while back.
Yeah.
And I was sharing with you yesterday that you are somebody that is super dear to my heart because you've had a huge impact in empowering who I am. The reason I'm sharing this is because back then, I was much younger. My confidence level was not to where it is today. And hanging out with you and the other guys, shout out to Demi and Fresh, really you guys empowered me and really saw the big Jess that I was. And I really, really want to acknowledge you for that. So thank you so much.
Awesome to hear. It's love. I'm a very big believer in treat people with respect. Growing up, my father, he grew up in St. Vincent in the Caribbean, and he was a police officer there. So growing up, he would always go out of his way to do kind things for people, whether if it's somebody at the store doesn't have enough money for something, he'll, give them a little bit of money for their groceries. If somebody's stuck in the snow in the wintertime, he's going to come out, he's going to shovel you out. And growing up, you don't realize what you're seeing until you get into the real world. But I've always tried to make it a point because sometimes I've seen my dad help people, and then those people will be in positions to help him, whether they're at a bank or whatever, and they'll say, I remember you helped me once. And then the universe just connects itself. And I've seen it so many times. So it's awesome to hear that your life was impacted. I was always respect. You're always a wonderful person, always full of energy. And I think that your confidence was always in you. It just, you know, we don't have the confidence. We don't know how to bring it out, but it's amazing that you got it out in time and you're completely using it to better other people and to use it as a platform to better everyone else around you. So that's amazing.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. Those are kind words. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, it comes from
So
the heart.
let me hear a bit more about who you are,
Yeah, you asked who I am. My name is Lance Daniel. I come from a background of making music. I make hip hop and R&B music, and I was doing that since around the time where I met you, Jess,
Mhm.
2005, six, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And when I met my girlfriend, Stephanie, who's my girlfriend currently to this day, she's a cake decorator.
Mm.
So she was sort of doing it as a hobby, whereas I was doing music full time. So when you're doing music full time, it's very hard if you're trying to monetize it. It's
Mm.
hard to sometimes have somebody listen to your music because they have to give you 4 minutes of their time, or if it's 10 minutes of their time to listen to an album, and then they have to listen to it, conclude they like it, then they have to buy your project. So there's a lot of steps that go involved in it. So when I met my girlfriend Stephanie, she was baking, and I would see her cakes as being awesome, but to her she was just, yeah, you know, they're good and people are happy with them. But I would just see, man, for as much work as I put in trying to get people to listen to my music and how much effort it takes for them to buy it, cakes are easy because every day is somebody's birthday. And
Right.
if the cakes are consistently nice, they look good, the taste is good, then eventually, if you can do as many as you can within your city, those dots are going to connect like those little kid diagrams where you connect one, two, three,
Mhm.
all the dots and it makes a dinosaur. Once you have enough people in your Facebook group, then eventually, with it being every day somebody's birthday, it'll propel itself to what it's going to be. So I think that's how we started bonding. Maybe it wasn't necessarily over romantic dates, movies. It
Mhm.
was a lot centered around, this is my business. Oh, I could help. You're good at making cakes. I'm good at making a lot of people see stuff. I'm a videographer. Oh, awesome.
Right.
Let me film some of your cakes and then put it up. And then through doing that and consistency, and that ended up being something that I think Montreal really appreciates. You could type Stephanie's Bakery into Google. I believe it has 4.8, 4.9 stars on Google, 4.8, I think, or 4.9 out of 5, and with
Okay.
a group of 4,000 people.
Mhm.
I think people are, especially in the world of social media, people really like to be critical when they have a reason to be critical.
Mm.
People will be positive if they have something positive to say, but I find we live in a world now where people want to voice their displeasures a lot, and
Mhm.
there's very little displeasure. So that goes to show you that the bar is set pretty high. So, like you said, you asked what I do. I like to think of myself as a jack of all trades. As I'm a
Mhm.
music artist, I'm a videographer, and I put a lot of eyes and a lot of people onto the bakery, and try to give as many people the best birthday for their kids and loved ones as possible.
I love it. And let's not forget your role as a dad. What a cutie pie he
Thank
is. Oh my
you.
God. I love all the Instagram stories that you put.
Yeah, yeah. That's where the Instagram personality comes from because
Right?
people want to connect with somebody, right?
Mm.
Your cakes are good. Our cakes are good. You know, they look good, they taste good, but sometimes having people connect to a part of you, you're making
Mm.
them connect to your product. Jess, you're an amazing person.
Mm.
When people know you personally, I'm sure it adds more value when they see you through the lens of what you're doing now. It's just like a different dynamic kind of thing,
Right.
you know? So I think incorporating our son into our business, and like you said, he's super cute. God blessed us with an amazing child. It lets people see the insides to who we really are. It's not easy to balance being a videographer. My wife is a cake decorator,
Right.
and then we have a son that's running around mouthing his first words and needs attention. You know what I mean? It's challenging. It's very
Right.
challenging, but we get it done with the best spirits, and we deliver a
Make
good
it
product.
work. You make it work.
It works.
A few shout outs to hello Mathieu, Spiro, Beatrice, hello. Onisha's watching.
What's
Hello.
up, Anisha?
Welcome, welcome. So let's get into today's topic because I feel like we could talk about it for hours. There's so
Yeah,
many components to the topic, but we'll try to make it happen in 30 minutes. Um,
yeah.
So we talk about relationships, we talk about coexisting in the same household, building two businesses and more, because I know you're working on multiple projects as well, income generating, and then having a small child. So it's a lot of many people's reality. And I want us to talk about this today. And so how do you make it work?
With a lot of patience, with a capital P. I think this is a good platform to say this. I think that historically, a lot of women are learned from a young age to, find a husband, and women cook and clean and all those stereotypical stuff. And I think that what we're seeing, the more years go by, we're having a lot of women that are starting to break through those cracks and really I'm independent. I have an opinion. I know what I want to do, and I'm gonna go do it. And that powerful mind, not every woman has it to the extent. Every woman has it in them, I think, but the ones that really want to go and make it happen and separate themselves, I think when you're with somebody like that, who I'm with, you have to have a lot of patience, right? Because, like I was saying, historically, I think women are taught to go with the opinion of the man. But what happens now when your girlfriend's opinions are just as solid as yours, oftentimes better, and now the only way she'll change her mind is if your idea is significantly better, or at least better in her view, right? And I think that it's important as men to not force them into doing it your way. They've gotten to this point, for my girlfriend, speaking from her point of view, she's gotten to this point by not listening to a man's opinion. Well, you shouldn't do this. This makes you look to this. Steph will say, I give her freedom to do what she wants to do. I just ask for respect, love, and loyalty. And once that's there, then you're good. So I think it's challenging in the sense that when Steph is making a cake, she is the be all end all. She makes the final decision. I can give suggestions as to, to do things, but I'm a believer, rather than focus too much on that, try to make everything around her as simple as possible. I think one of the quotes that I said, like I said to you before we went on this, was put your friends in a position to win. Always put your friends in a position to win. And what that means is, for her, do a lot of the things to facilitate her life. Right now, she's at work. She's going to be coming home. Our son's going to be coming home. So when our son comes home, his food is already going to be taken out. His clothes are going to be separated, because once he comes out of daycare, clothes have to change. Boom, boom, boom. She has to make buttercream today. So make the buttercream, boom. So when she decorates the cake, she doesn't have to worry about the icing. It's just, I've come home from a long day of work. There's no added stressors, right? When you work from home, people think working from home is this easy, glorious thing, but you have to be very organized and meticulous and stay on schedule, because it's easy to fall into the habits of, let me sit on the couch and relax. So in my mind, when she comes home, she just has to go from point A to point B, do a cake, boom, and everything around her should already be done. And that's what I call put me in a position to win, put her in the position to win. For me as a video editor, when I have things to video edit, I'm not as organized on a laptop as she is. So sometimes she'll surprise me and I'll get home, all of my files will be in a folder here, room on the laptop so I could work with, because when your laptop is full of space, it runs a little bit slower. Everything's organized. She puts me in a position to win. So when I get home, I just got to log on to my laptop, open up my files, and I go to work. So I think that is really, really important. Preparation and foreseeing the potential accidents, foresee that there might be traffic. When you have a child and a child's crying and you're delivering a cake with a child in a car and you're late, it could be a stressor to a lot of people. But if you leave a little bit earlier, you don't got to worry about the client maybe, being upset that the timing isn't what it is. Okay, the baby's, crying, but it's easier to deal with things that you can't control when you don't have a whole bunch of other things on your mind. So that's what I try to do to facilitate her life. And she 100% does it for mine.
Oh my God, I love it. I didn't do an official shout out to Stephanie, but hello, Stephanie, if you're going to be watching this. Shout out to you. We have Beatrice that says, amazing, your energy, girl. Wow, hello, gorgeous. I'm so happy you're joining and watching. And then Onisha says, preach. Yes. So what I'm hearing is partnership, right? That partnership, which means a lot. Like, people can have different definition of it, but partnership means, like you said, planning, structure, preparation, communication, respect. Like, this is so amazing. Anything else you want to add as far as how you make it work?
I think you used the word respect in what you said. I think that's a very important thing. Respect people's opinions, respect an opinion that's different from yours without taking it personally. When you're a creative mind and you're doing business with other creative minds, they're going to challenge you and they're going to push you to see things that you may not see. Never have to be the whole team by yourself. If you're good at something, be the best version of you in what you do, but surround yourself where Steph does that, that's what she does. Nobody can do what she does. And once you work as a team, everything is a lot easier. But you have to really respect other people's opinions and respect what they bring to the table.
Oh, Beatrice says, can you post the information? She'd love to support the business. We will.
Awesome.
After the show, I'll post the show on the Women Empowerment by Jessica Facebook group, and then Lance will go post the link to his Instagram and which best way for you to reach him. Okay.
I think it's important to say too that as this is a women empowerment page, that as men, speaking to the men out there, it is very important to be patient with a woman that is very strong driven. I think that a lot of women that are entrepreneurs will all attest to this, that a man that supports what they do and takes the time to listen to her ideas and be able to conversate with her and remember the things that are on her mind, she values that a lot more than a lot of the other, material things. So, when the dream works, you guys make it work together. I think that's the best advice I can give. But men, I think it's 2020. We have to understand that a lot of these women are better than us in a lot of different ways. We have to accept it, check the ego at the door, and just make the garden as pleasant as possible for the women so she could be at her best. And when she's at her best, guess what, boyfriend? She's going to be at her best for you.
You've understood a lot. I love this conversation.
I didn't always understand this stuff. I didn't always.
You are now. Never too late.
Everybody's alarm clock goes on differently, right? That's something I tell a lot of people too. Everybody's alarm clock to life goes on different. So to somebody where they say, wow, I want to start doing this now. For somebody else, we say, man, what's taking him so long? They have so much talent. Be patient. Everybody, it comes on at a different time for everybody.
I love it. It makes me think also when you said teamwork, this quote that me and Josiana, my daughter, we say all the time, teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork makes the dream work. There's no I in team. There is no I in team.
I love it. I love it. Hello, Glendy. Thank you all for watching. If you're watching live, type live in the comments. If you're going to be watching replay, type replay. I want to hear what you like most about this conversation. Yay. Okay, so we talked about weaknesses and strengths, because everybody has their weaknesses and their strength, especially, if you're living together with somebody. And then you talked about putting the focus on the strength. So can you give me an example of how you do this?
Focus on the person's strengths. I think that everybody has their strengths, everybody has their weaknesses. It goes back to where I say, put the person in a position to win. I know what my girlfriend's strengths are. She knows what my strengths are. Bickering and nagging about what the person is not doing is not the way to progress. It might make you feel like you're getting anxiousness off, but it's not helping the solution to the problem. I think that it's all about just fulfilling the role that your partner might not be as good at. I'm a creative mind. If somebody has a cake, sometimes they might say, I want a cake, but I don't really know what I want. I know that I'm a traveler and it's something to do with traveling, but I don't know. As a professional baker, Steph can't stand that because she needs to see it, visualize it, and rightfully so. She shouldn't have to spend the time designing something.
Right.
People should kind of have an idea. Whereas me, I'll say, okay, well, the person likes to go from here to Florida. So what if on a cake we have a plane and maybe have a briefcase here and some luggage, and then the plane travels on the cake to the next destination. So you can create a memory. I love doing that. So sometimes when, people are messaging her, cake inquiries, I'll just like take her phone, and she does this for me too, just to say, just to guide the conversation in a certain way, because when she has 5-6 cake orders in a given weekend, she's human. It's very easy to see that and just say, this is difficult but a fresh mind for me, it's easy for me to come in and say, let me answer that for you right now, and then create what the person wants. It's all about knowing what the person's weakness is. And I think we touched on it in the respect thing.
Right.
Not have an ego towards your weaknesses and be willing to hear what people have to say around you that love you.
This is amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hello, Frédéric, the best photographer. She's been taking
I
pictures.
think as humans, we get the best advice from people that love us, but it sometimes hurts the most when we hear things from the people that we love the most. So I think that I've gone through this. COVID brings its challenges to everybody. I think me personally, through this experience, I've learned that I need to just not care. I've never cared what people thought. I've always been very driven. If you don't like what I do, I'm gonna do it way more and way better. And I've been driven by that. But then sometimes when my mother criticizes me, I'll still be driven, but it'll just pump my brakes just a little bit. If my brother will have an opinion on, but I've come to realize, you know what? It hurts the most to absorb it from the ones that you love from. But if you can really take it as they're saying it because they love you and just tweak it, small things, just make that better. It's like you have such a better arsenal to your human nature. You're prepared for every situation,
Love it. Love it. And then how do you empower your partner? I know we're touching, like in all my questions, we already touched a little bit, but how do you empower your partner in supporting her business? I think you touched on it already, but any other?
I think it's important to remind her that she's very good and she got to where she is based off of her own self. I think that my girlfriend is so strong-minded and so good, but I think if there were to be a weakness, is she's indecisive, and sometimes she needs just someone to just push her over the edge to be like, hey, this is a great idea. So I know we spoke about it earlier, and maybe this is a better answer than what we spoke about, but I think that it's very important to just remind people who they are and why they're here and what their purpose is. And as long as that's at the forefront of our mind and our partners are always reminding us this, it'll always put us mentally in the best position.
Okay, it makes me think of this question because you're about to celebrate your 7-year anniversary on November 1st, right? Correct? November 1st?
Yes, right.
Congratulations.
Right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So it makes me think maybe some viewers listening to this conversation right now will say, okay, well, this is great. You guys are empowering each other, but what happened in moments where things were maybe more difficult, COVID, or, things were a bit more challenging in your couple? So what did you guys do together? What tools did you use to empower each other, to get closer to each other, and then make your business work as well?
I think that during COVID, it was definitely a difficult time for us.
Right.
I think that for a lot of people, we're hearing, whether we have friends or we see it on TV, a lot of people are going through breakups, going through divorces. It's at like an all-time high. I think for us, just reminding each other what each other's passion is. I'm putting together a clothing line. and she's designing stuff for her clothing line, everything. Cake orders are coming in because we're locked down right now, but people are still having small cakes for, you know, their individual household kind of. So I think that keeping our mind around business. Okay, let me say it like this. I think the beginning of our relationship, we never spent time doing the lovey things. Our connection always came because we loved working together. We loved working together. So when COVID struck, because as a videographer, I had less work to do, and cakes, when we were completely shut down, we had no cakes to do, it would force us to continuously be around each other, continuously have conversation with each other, and you have a baby that's in the mix. I think that Steph and I would both agree that we grew tired of each other. We needed a little bit of a separation, you know? But I think that it's important that two parties understand that distance sometimes makes the heart grow fonder. I'll leave with my son, she'll leave, I'll go to my mother's place, I'll go to a restaurant, she'll do the same thing. Just create situations where you're away from each other. But I think that a lot of the times when relationships didn't go so well or thrive through COVID, it's because a lot of people look for, I want to watch a movie, I want to watch it with my partner, I want to eat something, I want to eat with my partner. When a lot of the things that you connect with are similar to that, now you have to do it continuously during lockdown. So how much longevity do you have in that? But when you guys are business partners and you're equally driven mentally to be the best version you could be, there's no end to that. You always want to get better at that. And it never gets boring bettering yourself. So I think that we keep that at the forefront and not, like the cuddle. I mean, we cuddle and we have like that time, but we make that time something special. We look forward to it. You know what I mean? It's not something that, okay, well, we're in lockdown. Let's always be together. Let's always be together. Well, yeah, after a week, 2 weeks of that, what does that do? You know, let's always work together as a team to better ourselves, and not just for business. I'm talking spiritually, business, our relations with everybody, better ourselves. And then when we reconnect, it's like magic. It's like it's magic, and you feel like you've missed a person even though you live with them.
Wow, I'm super empowered. I know people watching are as well. Let me just read a few comments. So Glendy says, let her be her best. So that was the earlier conversation. And then any cakes with luggage and airplane decor, that's awesome. It's one of my colleagues. So of course, it's like our passion. I can't wait to be back in the air. Hello, Holden. And then Beatrice says, happy wife, happy life.
Oh,
amazing.
You know it. You know it.
Your wife.
You know
I love it. I love it. Like this is so, I hope a lot of men are going to be watching this, because it's really, really incredible, like how supportive and empowering you are. And you know how she is, this ambitious natural leader, and then you empowering that in her, and then seeing that maybe little weakness of, making, and then, pushing her to be even bigger. It's amazing. I absolutely love this conversation. So if you're watching live, type live in the comments. If you're going to be watching replay, type replay. Hello, Julio.
Hey.
If tell us what you like best about this conversation. Let's make this interactive. And so, sorry, my voice is like, okay. So I want you to give tips for couples that maybe right now are going through a tough situation, or for a single person, because I think sometimes we forget about talking about single people. And that to maybe empower them, encourage them that yes, they will be able to find somebody one day, and they will be able to create that partnership. It is possible. So what tip could you tell us?
Be the best version that you could be. Never look for the person of your dreams. Never look for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. When you are looking for something, what you're doing is you're predefining something. So if you say, I'm going to go to the store and I want to buy a blue candy, and there isn't a blue candy in the store, but you really have it in mind, but I want a blue candy, you're going to look long enough that you're going to be convinced that a green candy is a blue candy, and you're going to, close enough, it's a blue candy, and then you're going to have it, and it's not going to be what you want. I think it's very similar to relationships. I think that, especially with social media, it doesn't help that so many people, relationship goals, this is how you, it really puts a lot of pressure into for people wanting to find that right person. I think that you should just stay being the best person that you can be, stay being humble, stay being good to people. Karma is a real thing. When you're good to others, the universe will tend to reward you. And when you feel, somebody told me recently, she's a born again Christian, that when you put your coins into the bank account of heaven, you have forever coins for eternity. But when you put your coins into a monetary bank account, that could run out, you can die, things could happen. But when you're investing your coins and you're investing your finances into something that's going to feed your soul, then that's true richness. So keep feeding yourself, keep being the best version of you. Even though it's not happening right now, just have confidence that staying on the track and literally being the best version of you will eventually attract what it is you're looking for from the universe, and it'll 100% come. 100%.
Wonderful. I want to say amen. I love it. Wow. 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 Okay. So do you have a daily mode of operation? Meaning, like, do you have special things that you do every day to be always targeting to that best version of yourself, or growing your spiritual area of your life?
Yeah, I read different passages from the Bible of spirituality. Peace is a topic which I've been very strong on. Your inner peace belongs to you, and inner peace isn't something that our mothers have ownership over. Our parents, our wives, husbands, our inner peace belongs to us. And I think being able to have that inner peace is a daily something to work at daily. There's a lot of things that try to interrupt it, whether it be people on the outside. Somebody got upset at me at a grocery store recently because I was at the end of an aisle that didn't follow the arrow. And I told him, I apologize. And he got upset. And I said, "Sir, God bless you." And he said, "Oh, you're one of those, eh?" And he got upset with it. And I just said, "You know what? God bless. I really want the best of your day, because if this is bothering you to that point in a store, then I'm going to be sympathetic, because you probably have other things going on that are bothering you way more than what it is you're actually responding to." I think it's important to kind of understand that. For me, it's inner peace. Everybody has their thing that they need to work on. So I think that you just have to know what it is and then work on it. For me, it's my inner peace. Love
it.
myself.
Any other things that you and Steph do to be better versions of yourselves every day together? Do you do something together?
Within all the working and all of that, she reminds me, babe, intimacy. So when I come around the corner, sometimes where my mind is in go, 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 she'll stop me and she'll just hug me. And I'll be like, "Oh yeah, wifey, yeah, hi." But I think that's one thing. My girlfriend is very affectionate, and she likes to feel loved and appreciated as she should. I think that it's easy sometimes to neglect it, and I'm not perfect. I know sometimes people might, in the comment section, because of maybe what I'm saying, be inspired and not think that I'm human. Believe me, I'm very human. I sometimes lack patience. I sometimes, get upset, but that's why I say I'm working on my inner peace. For us, I think it's taking the quality time to do small things. She celebrated a birthday recently, which was really awesome. We're trying to have a little spa day coming up soon. Movie nights, we have our little movies that we watch. Little things, activities with our son that we can do, park visits, and there's not too many. We'd love to go to a water park, but just spending time with our son on weekends when he's not in daycare is good. But just trying to do things that keep our mind away from just the relationship. I always tell her, let's not talk about the relationship too much. How are you? Are you upset with me today? Are we doing good? Do you think we can, it's more, just feel it. It feels okay. It's like, it does feel right? So let's just move on. Let's just feel it. And just, I find when people try to determine this is what it is, labels, I think we lose sight of just enjoying each other. Just close your eyes and enjoy each other. Forget girlfriend, wife, just close your eyes, hold the person. And if you feel something, that connection is what you should try to bring out the most.
Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful. So let me read a few more comments. People are interacting. I love it. Onisha says, that was beautifully said, Lance. I'm loving this. She puts the fire. Hey, Tara. She says, hey, Jess. And then Beatrice says, yes, life is about little moments. Totally. And it makes me think of gratitude, you know, always being grateful about having that special person in your life and being able to be in that moment with her or him, right?
You said that I had a piece in impacting your life and your confidence and what you've become. You said that to me in a conversation yesterday, and I told you that like I pretty much cried. Like the tears didn't come down, but they came down like halfway, and that's just from like wow. Like, you know, like sometimes you don't realize, you know, who you're touching or who you're helping. So I think that vulnerability is important too. Telling somebody, reaching out and telling somebody like, you helped me. You know, you remember when you did this, that really helped me, and I really value you and I appreciate you for it. Thank you. It doesn't have to be anything more than that, but things like that, it goes a long way. It goes a long way.
Yes, because it's a quote that I've heard from one of my mentors. People won't remember what you say, they will remember how you made them feel, right? So me expressing that to you yesterday, you'll remember that because of how you felt at that moment. And one thing that you did say back to me was, wow, like this would be something you would hear at a funeral, right? Yeah. But I don't want to live my life and wait until I'm dead, you know, to hear and share these things. No, I want to share how you impacted my life now, how I'm living now, I'm alive now, right?
That's amazing. That's amazing. I think that everybody that's watching this live right now should do the same thing. Call somebody or text message somebody you haven't spoke to in a while and just tell them, I love you, I appreciate you. I was thinking of back when we used to, the moments, and I can't wait to see you again. It'll mean a lot to the person. It sounds cliche, but it'll mean a lot to the person, especially in these times that we're going through right now. It's a really important thing.
Hey, if you don't want to
call, never lose a sense of our identity. Our identity is important.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to.
No.
I was gonna say, if you don't want to call, you know, text messages, or what I love is voice notes.
Voice notes. That's right.
That's it. Two voice notes. It's gonna take 30 seconds or 1 minute, however long you're gonna leave that voice note, but you're gonna make somebody feel super special today. So that is a call to action, and I'm all in. I love it. I love it. We're gonna stop wrapping up. I picked two quotes for today. I'm gonna share the two quotes, and then I'll let you close off with whatever you want to share that's on your heart. So I picked relationship goals is a relationship with no gender roles. So what we were talking about earlier, we both hustle, we both clean, we both play, and we both spoil each other. Love it. Exactly what
like
you do.
My relationship right there.
Spoil each other, hustle together, clean together, you know, parenting together, you know, relationship goals. And then be courageous and live the life that your heart is guiding you towards. Love it.
That's an amazing quote.
So how to best reach you is Instagram, is that correct?
Yes, how to best reach me is Instagram. My Instagram is JS20. If you've watched this and you've thought about having a cake, you could reach us at facebook.com/cupcakemtl, facebook.com/cupcakemtl. And once again, we make customized cakes for any occasion. And we like themed cakes as well. When you visualize it being your special day and it's your birthday and you have your loved ones with you, even if it's a small group, that's okay. Sometimes when a woman sees, or a guy, let's just use a woman as an example, you see, wow, that's my favorite makeup. That's my luggage. I love traveling. When you have a theme to a birthday, and you see that with the sparklers and the lights, there's just something about it that just makes you feel special. That's your cake, that's your moment. Everybody could look at it and know that that cake is a representation of you. So if this is something that you would like, then facebook.com/cupcakemtl, and the flavors are also absolutely booming. I would suggest chocolate, red velvet, and vanilla are the most popular. Red velvet with cream cheese icing. Thank me later. Thank me later.
Absolutely. And, like you were saying, the whole experience of reaching out to you or Stephanie and having the idea and coming up with the idea together has been truly wonderful for my end. So reach out. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. It's going to be tasting yummy and the experience will be amazing. So
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
I love it. So let me hear what you'd love to share to close off this call. What's on your heart? Let's see. Hello, Sylvie. And Odisha says that red velvet, though.
If you know about those that know about the red velvet, no. It's a sweet, sweet secret society. You heard it here first. Sweet, sweet secret society. It's the red velvet and the cream cheese icing.
Oh my God. I'm on it now.
Oh man. I think for my energy, if there's anything that I would say when we're closing out, I said that our inner peace means a lot. Reach out to somebody. Take the time. Mother, father, cousin, brother, could be an ex-partner. Just release yourself of whatever it is that you would have on your mind, and you're gonna feel better about it. You want to say you love somebody, give them their flowers while they're still here. And thank you for having me, Jess. I love you, and you know that Steph and I would do anything for you.
Wow. Oh my God. I'm so touched. Thank you so much. I love you so much. I'm so grateful, to have met you all these years ago and still be able to know you, part of my life. I was at your son's baptism. Like, this is huge. Like,
this day.
Huge.
Day.
So grateful. So thank you for accepting to be here today. Thank you for sharing all this inspiring, empowering conversation. And thank you all for watching. I will be back next Wednesday with another. Actually, next Wednesday's Onisha. Onisha is my special guest. Woo!
Okay.
You're still watching. I'm super excited about that conversation.
I can't wait to see that. I can't wait. I'm going to be tuned in.
Love it. So thank you all again. Happy Wednesday. Take care.
If you have enjoyed today's episode, please share with the people that you love and care about. Jessica DSB.